Thank you, Admiral Rondeau. Obviously, you collaborated with my mother because nobody else could have written something so glowing. But Your Excellencies, flag officers, distinguished guests, family members, and graduates, I think the most important decision for a commencement speaker is determining how long to speak. I won't say which member of your faculty recommended the short 4-hour rather than the 8-hour version because she wanted to remain unknown to you for obvious reasons. Now, you might think that because it's so hot that I'll take mercy on you and cut my brilliant remarks short. But coming from the Marines, where we believe that shared misery brings strength of character, that's not going to work. No, that's not going to work at all. So we'll make a compact, my fine young officers. If you like my words and you applaud a lot, I'll give you short remarks. Well, you're off on the right foot, because if you don't do that and you're not appreciative, then it's going to go on for a very, very long time. Excellent. Excellent. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've been given a lot, you graduates. You've been given a year to study and reflect, time to grow and be exposed to new ideas. You've got time to make friends with a whole host of professionals from across the globe. You've got time to be refreshed in body, mind, and spirit. And you've been educated at a first-rate university with a superb faculty, and all of it without costing you 1 cent. In fact, you got paid to do it. Applause, please. Well done. Very good. But I will also caution you that because you've been given much, my fine young graduates, your countries also expect much in return. And I would tell you this because you're not entitled to give anything less than 100%, because a year ago, there were many last year who wanted your place very badly, but it went to you as a privilege and an opportunity and an investment of the highest professional order. And today, your countries do need your best effort in return. I will tell you, for those of you coming to U.S. Central Command, and that is many of you in the U.S. forces, that I'll be satisfied with nothing but the best of your game when you report in. And I believe that with the well-earned reputation of National Defense University, no matter where you go for your next duty station or what country you're in, they will expect much of you. For the Americans this summer season entering our 10th year at war, the mothers, fathers, sons, daughters of our troops expect that their family members will be led by leaders who give 100%. Our nation's treasured youth merits no less. And you know this inherently. And in your actions, you cannot allow walls that have existed between U.S. government agencies, international organizations, and coalition nations to obstruct progress. Instead, you must work deliberately to remove them and to work together. And if you look at this audience, if you look at the array of uniforms from so many countries and the numbers of civilians and other agencies here, you already know how to do this. You must not fall back into bad habits and then wonder how come things get brittle and you can't get them done. By virtue of attending here, you've also been gifted with a strategic perspective, and we need you to bring vigor and fresh thinking as you return to the field, return to the fleet, return to the air, and return to our headquarters, because we face some pretty vexing challenges. We need rigorous strategic thinking, not 3-letter acronyms that replace good, rigorous thinking, because we need practical education. As our Commander-in-Chief, President Obama, has said, we didn't ask for this war, yet for those of you in the American forces, and I must add, in the forces of the largest wartime coalition in recent history, 49 nations fighting shoulder to shoulder in Afghanistan, many of you are going back into the brawl against an enemy who thought by hurting us on 9/11 or so many other days, from Madrid to Mumbai, from Moscow to Bali, from London and so many other places in Islamabad and in Saudi Arabia, this enemy thought that by hurting us, he could scare us. This is an ignorant enemy who didn't realize that free men and women are not made of cotton candy, that the descendants and that the descendants of those who carved out this experiment in democracy, for the Americans, we call that America, this experiment in democracy and this kind of civilization that each of you represent and have defended, that you ethical warriors can more than stand up to whatever the enemy throws at us. And if it means giving our last full measure to fight tyranny, we will enjoy the brawl. And so, renewed by this year of study and reflection, reinvigorated by friendships that you have made with people from around the world, you're much richer for what you have shared. Now, this is going to be hard work, and we all know it. As a British Prime Minister once said about a tough situation, it's going to take blood, sweat, and tears. And while I may not have the pleasure of knowing each of you personally, by association, I know your character. And I know that you will exceed even the highest expectations. And so I stand here today representing so many who admire and respect you for your devotion to something bigger than yourself, for your commitment to excellence, for your willingness to face danger and discomfort time after time, for your standing between the innocent and those who would do harm. And knowing your character, I know you don't want thanks for carrying the patriot's burden, but you will carry it in the company of the best people in the world, from east and west, from north and south. And here at National Defense University, the twain does meet, and we know we can do this if we keep our will. If, as that great football coach Vince Lombardi said, the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, then you and I are privileged to live the highest quality of life possible if we dare to give every day our best effort. Just always remember to question assumptions, my fine young graduates. Always remember that just because a lot of people say something, that doesn't make it right. And don't permit disciplined thought to dissolve into some kind of regimented rigidity. Now, I'm almost done, so bear with me. Good. You know, faculty, you taught them well. Well done to you. But we are all bound together under a special obligation, and the future of our nations will be in your young hands. And you're all young compared to me. And before you dismiss that thought as merely idle words, in 1994, when I sat out here in this audience, I had no idea that I would be where I am today. And many times since my graduation, I have thankfully fallen back on what I learned here. And I could smile grimly to myself that I knew exactly how to solve any problem that the enemy tried to throw in my path. And each of you must be ready, because when it's your turn in the barrel, when destiny surprises you and taps you on the shoulder, and it will, there's not time then to begin to practice what a daily commitment to your best performance would have prepared you for. And because attitudes are contagious, my fine young officers, your units will follow your example of excellence. And when dealing with free men and free women who join voluntarily, those who sign a blank check to the United States or any country payable with their lives, they expect enthusiastic, ethical, competent leaders committed to excellence to take them in harm's way. So finally, congratulations to you, young graduates. I will tell you, we need every one of you in this fight, and you're a very good sight for sore eyes. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.